You know that feeling when a brand suddenly decides to flip the script? That's exactly what just happened. OnePlus didn't just launch a new phone. They quietly changed the game. The OnePlus 15 isn't just another flagship. It's the kind of device that makes even the biggest players sweat. And what's wild is how it manages to pull this off while costing less than last year's model. Yeah, that's right, upgrades everywhere, price tag lower. Let's dive into why everyone's talking about it, because there's a lot here that doesn't add up. In the best way possible. Welcome back, viewers. Sam here. If you enjoy deep dives into the coolest tech, make sure to hit like, share this video, and subscribe so you don't miss out on more crazy updates like this one. So here's the deal. The OnePlus 15 is running on Qualcomm's brand new Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 chip. And this thing is no joke. We're talking console-level performance inside a smartphone. The chip isn't just fast, it's efficient, cooler, and smarter. OnePlus didn't just drop it in and call it a day. They built an entirely new cooling system around it. The new Glacier Cooling 3.0 setup literally uses aerospace-grade materials to keep temperatures down even when you're pushing it hard. It's like the phone has its own air conditioning system. And if you're into gaming, well, buckle up. OnePlus has redesigned the way the phone handles heat zones across the entire body. Instead of just one cooling chamber, it now has 10 microzones that distribute heat away from your fingers. You can be knee-deep in an hour-long Genshin Impact session, and it still stays comfortable. It's one of those features you don't appreciate until you feel it, quite literally. But raw power doesn't mean much without endurance, right? Here's where the OnePlus 15 really flexes. A monstrous 7,300 mAh battery. To put that in perspective, it's nearly twice the size of what some flagships offer. That's 2 days of normal use, or hours of non-stop gaming and streaming, without that familiar low battery panic. And when it does need juice to 120W wired charging and 50W wireless, plug it in, grab a snack, and you're already back at 100%. It's absurdly fast, and honestly, addictive. Now, before we move on, remember how phones used to heat up and lag during heavy use? This thing laughs in the face of that. The Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 combined with the new UFS 4.1 storage makes opening apps and switching tasks feel instant. It's like the phone is reading your mind. Every tap, every swipe, immediate. Even file transfers and video exports are faster than ever. Let's talk display, because oh boy, this one's a conversation starter. OnePlus went with a 6.78-inch flat LTPO panel running at 165 Hz. It's crisp, smooth, and crazy responsive. Sure, it's a 1.5K resolution instead of full 2K, but the difference? Barely noticeable. And the reason is simple. 2K panels can handle 165 Hz at this efficiency yet. OnePlus chose smoothness over pixel bragging rights, and honestly, that was the right move. Every scroll, every animation, feels like butter melting across the screen, and those bezels? Practically gone. At just 1.15 millimeters, this display feels endless. OnePlus even switched to the new Bow X3 material that boosts brightness by 30%, extends lifespan, and improves color accuracy. So even under harsh sunlight, this thing glows. The flat design also means fewer accidental touches, something curved screens never quite solved. Here's the kicker though, OnePlus didn't just make it pretty, they made it tough. This phone has IP69K certification. That's not a typo. It's resistant to dust, rain, high-pressure water jets, the works. Most brands stop at IP68, but OnePlus decided to go full bring-it-on mode. You could accidentally drop it in the sink, spray it while washing your car, and it'll shrug it off like nothing happened. Durability like this is rare, and it's quietly one of the most underrated features of the 15. Now, onto the cameras, easily one of the most debated parts of this launch. The OnePlus 15 packs 350MP sensors and a 32MP selfie camera. The main sensor is larger now -1.4-inch, meaning more light, more detail, especially in night shots. The telephoto gives you 3.5 optical zoom with an 85mm focal length, great for portraits and distance shots. And the ultra-wide? Sharper and cleaner than before, but here's the twist, the Hasselblad partnership is gone. Yep, OnePlus ended it. Instead, they built their own in-house image engine called Detail Max, which uses AI-driven tuning for sharper textures, better color consistency, and dynamic range optimization. Basically, they're betting on software mastery over branding. Whether it beats the Hasselblad era is still up for debate, but early samples look surprisingly good. It's OnePlus saying, we can stand on our own now. Still, not everything's perfect. The camera hardware, while solid, isn't pushing the boundaries the way competitors are with massive sensors and variable apertures. Some might call that a missed opportunity, but given how much innovation went into cooling, battery, and performance, you can see where OnePlus decided to focus. Speaking of focus, let's talk design. Gone are the curved edges. We're back to a clean, flat aesthetic that feels modern and sturdy. The camera island is symmetrical, the glass finish looks elegant without screaming for attention, and the phone's weight distribution just feels right. The alert slider, however, is gone, replaced with something called the plus key. It's fully customizable, so you can set it for quick shortcuts, flashlight, camera, or whatever you like. Practical, yes, but old school fans might miss that iconic switch. Now, let's talk about price, because this is where things get almost unbelievable. The OnePlus 15 starts at CNY $3,999, round $560, which is cheaper than last year's OnePlus 13 at launch. Even the fully loaded 16GB RAM 1TB version barely crosses $750. Think about that. At a time when every other brand is increasing prices, OnePlus just dropped theirs while adding a bigger battery, faster charging, and stronger hardware. It's a rare move in today's flagship world. And here's where it gets interesting. The OnePlus 15 isn't just about specs. The software, Oxygenos 16, adds a ton of subtle refinements that make the experience smoother than ever. There's the new dynamic theme engine that adapts to your wallpaper, AI-powered background erasers for photos, faster animations, and a redesigned control center. It feels lightweight, fluid, and refreshingly minimal, like Android the way it was meant to be. Network performance also got an upgrade. OnePlus added a G2 network chip that boosts Wi-Fi and cellular stability in weak signal areas. Combine that with the new console-grade gyroscope, and you've got a gaming experience that feels tighter and more precise than almost anything else on Android right now. So, where does this leave us? The OnePlus 15 isn't just a phone, it's a statement. It's proof that you don't have to spend $1,000 to get true flagship performance. It's a mix of thoughtful engineering, wild efficiency, and just the right balance between power and practicality. And yet, it's not perfect. The missing alert slider will sting for longtime fans, and the cameras, while excellent, don't completely redefine the game. But maybe that's the point. Maybe OnePlus finally found the balance between excess and experience, because when you step back and look at the full picture, the 7300 mAh battery, 120W charging, 165Hz display, IP69K durability, Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 power, and that price tag, the math just doesn't make sense. You shouldn't be getting this much for this little. Yet here we are. And now the big question. With all these upgrades and bold choices, has OnePlus just created the most well-rounded flagship of 2025? Or will Samsung and Apple still manage to outshine it with their upcoming releases? Let me know what you think in the comments, because this time, the underdog might have just pulled off the upset of the year. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown. Share it with your tech-loving friends, and subscribe for more deep dive videos that actually make sense of the chaos in the smartphone world. Until next time, this is Sam, and trust me, the next one is going to surprise you even more.